Let's find out which one of these flagship phones can take the best photos and videos: the Pixel 10 Pro XL, Galaxy S25 Ultra, iPhone 17 Pro Max, or the Vivo X200 Ultra. For reference, this is Tanya, and I took this video with my Sony camera. Starting with the main lens and this test shot, the Pixel main lens is 25mm, the Galaxy and iPhone are 24mm, and the Vivo is 35mm. Therefore, the subject looks closer. Also, the Vivo is in the Zeiss natural mode. In this shot, the Pixel photo has a heavy magenta tint. The Galaxy has a strong haze on Tanya's face. The iPhone is slightly better, but there is still a haze, and I do find the Vivo photo more clean. For my face, I really like the Pixel and Vivo processing. I look a bit dull on the Galaxy and too yellow on the iPhone. Nevertheless, I would give full score to all of them because they all did a good job and color science can be a bit subjective. For this indoor shot, I found the Pixel the best for processing. The Galaxy is washed out, the iPhone is sharp, but there is too much contrast. And Tanya's trousers are now deep black. The Vivo is also doing a good job, but the picture does not appear sharp enough. For this indoor shot, I find the Pixel colors too unnatural on Tanya's face. The Galaxy is doing a decent job, but the iPhone is even better with HDR processing. The Vivo is simply magical with 35mm lens and natural bokeh. In this video, with the main lens, the Pixel and Vivo are exposing the scene better, while the Galaxy and iPhone are too dark for my taste and could raise the exposure a bit. All four phones of course can take portrait photos, where they artificially blur the background. The Pixel portrait shot is not great and Tanya's hair is cut aggressively. I find the iPhone processing is slightly better than the Galaxy, and the Vivo is simply doing an amazing job. The crazy thing is that you can take telephoto portrait shots with the Pixel. Here, I find the Galaxy portrait has better processing than the iPhone, and again, the Vivo is just incredible. The photo looks like it is out of a real camera. All phones also have cinematic mode where the video is blurred, but on the Pixel, you can neither zoom in nor do it in 4K. I find the other three phones to be similar in quality, even though the color and exposure differs. The main telephoto lens on each of them is different. The Pixel one is 113mm, the Galaxy is 111mm, the iPhone is 100mm, and the Vivo is 85mm. So in theory, the Pixel has the longest range and the Vivo has the least. But the Vivo can actually take better telephoto pictures because the sensor size is much larger than the other three phones. Here, the Vivo did the best, the Pixel and Galaxy did decent, but the iPhone picture is rather soft and lacks detail. In this shot, the Vivo has the best quality and the closest colors to reality. The iPhone was a bit cold. The Galaxy also nailed the colors, but the Pixel is simply too warm and yellowish. For zoom pictures, the Pixel is using generative AI to reconstruct the image similar to Vivo. The Galaxy does not do this, but heavily processes the image, and the iPhone doesn't even try. Here, the Pixel photo is more realistic than Vivo. Let's check the microphone quality next. So now we are on the Pixel 10 Pro XL. We are checking the microphone quality. I'm also going to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Hohem iSteady M7. It's a very cool gimbal. For example, I can do this, and now the tracker is following me. Now we're on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. As you can see, the green light means that the gimbal is following me. If I do that, the gimbal just stops following me, which is really cool, but it is still stable. Now we're on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. The gimbal also has a controller that you can see here, which you can attach and detach from the gimbal, and then you can do some controls. For example, you can change the field of view, as I'm doing right now, or you can start or stop recording. Now we're on the Vivo X200 Ultra. I put it on the ultra-wide lens, not the wide lens. The AI tracker can also do a 360-degree pan follow without any problem, and it works amazingly. As you can see, when I'm walking, it just follows me around and the camera stays on my face. This gimbal is great. I'll put the link in the description, and thanks to Hohem for sponsoring this video. Also, if you want to have a professional looking video, you need to shoot in log besides having a gimbal. Log is a color profile that looks very flat and gray, but you get more flexibility to add colors to it. The Pixel 10 Pro XL is the only phone here that does not let you shoot in log in the camera app. But there's a 8K boost feature that honestly makes the videos look crazy good. The Galaxy does let you shoot 8K natively and also supports log, even though I find the Galaxy log rather limited. iPhone log has been here for a longer time and gets more support and love from the community, and it is a safe choice if you want to create better footage. But my favorite log format is from Vivo, and Vivo log together with a 35mm lens makes everything look cinematic. For the ultrawide lens, Vivo again has the larger sensor, and the sensor is as large as the main lens. Therefore, it is no surprise the Vivo photo quality is simply nicer and has a better dynamic range. Pixel is also doing a decent job here. For this indoor shot with the ultrawide lens, I again find the Vivo shot less noisy and better processed. The iPhone is stretching tiny as head, and the Galaxy is not doing great HDR processing if you look at the window. For the video with the ultrawide lens, I found the Pixel too yellow. The Galaxy is making the best skin tone. The iPhone is making Tanya's too muted, even though the golden sun was shining on her, and the Vivo is overexposed. One thing that iPhone added this year is the ability to shoot selfies both vertically and horizontally. The Pixel Selfie can also go wide, which is nice, and the Galaxy unfortunately has the narrowest field of view. The iPhone simply wins this round though because of the awesome rectangular selfie sensor. For the macro, they are all doing a decent job, but Vivo is simply better because the larger ultrawide lens is creating better bokeh and the picture is more artsy. In these telephoto macro shots, I again dig the photo from Vivo, and I'm sure you agree with me. The Galaxy and Pixel are also decent, but the iPhone picture is rather disappointing. For night photography and videography, sensor size is as important as processing since the larger sensor can gather more light. This is Tanya for reference, and I took this video with the Sony camera. For this night video with the ultrawide lens, the Pixel is exposing the scene okay, but it is too shaky. The Galaxy is definitely too dark, the iPhone is also not bad, but again the Vivo is killing it. With the main lens, I find the Pixel stabilization a bit questionable. The Galaxy is too soft, the iPhone is okayish, and I find the Vivo is doing the best job here. In this shot with the main lens, I find the Pixel photo really great. The Galaxy made Tanya's face too yellow, a problem I often see in the Galaxy phones at night. The iPhone processing is also neat, and despite the fact that I find the optical quality on Vivo super nice, it does not really reflect how Tanya looks under that specific lighting. For this ultrawide shot, the Pixel is doing a decent job. The Galaxy is again too yellow on the white balance, the iPhone picture is slightly blurry, and the Vivo is doing an amazing job due to the large ultrawide lens. For the telephoto shot, the Pixel and Galaxy went overboard with magenta and yellow tint. The iPhone is more balanced, and the quality and colors on the Vivo are the best. If you look at the final result, the Vivo easily won, and that's not surprising considering they are using much better camera hardware on their phones. I also find the processing better, if I'm honest with you all. The other three phones all have their weaknesses and strengths. And we should also note that the Galaxy is going to release the S25 Ultra in a few months in response to the iPhone 17 Pro Max and Pixel 10 Pro XL. If you want to see a full comparison of the Galaxy, iPhone and Pixel, and not just the camera, you can watch this video next. Thanks for tuning into Techmo, and I will see you in the next one.